That's
Yeah.
what everybody responded on Instagram when I posed that question. I said, if you are not the main breadwinner of your household, how does that make you feel? What thoughts does that bring up? And over again, women are saying, I'm constantly, one person said, like, I'm constantly home, so I just want to buy home decor. And obviously, I have to run that by him all the time. And then someone said, this is a tough one for me. I was the primary before I became a stay-at-home mom, but now I feel like I have to run everything by him, even if it's a smaller purchase. And it's the autonomy. Everybody wants autonomy. And like you're a kid and then you think, okay, when I'm an adult and I have my own family, like you feel like you're going to get to a point where you're going to have that. And then in a way you don't. And even if your husband, even if you work well together, it's not like a thing where it's like, oh, he's in charge, but that's just the way it ends up being because they're making the money. They get to see everything coming in and going out. My husband and I had this conversation just last night, and we were like, okay, we want to have a goal for we have one credit card. And I was like, we want to bring it down to a certain amount by next year. Like this is a goal. So what are we going to do? Because and then he's like, well, I paid this much towards it on Friday. He's like, so I don't know why it's still so high. I'm like, all right, well, let's go through it. And he's like going through step by step what came out of the account. And I'm like, oh yeah, like in my mind, I'm only considering what I'm spending, but you're spending too. So like we're totally just like not paying attention to what the other person is doing. And then it adds up so quickly. So when you have those joint cards or accounts or whatever, you have to be talking about it and have to be aware because, it's two people working with one sum of money, so it's like, it's hard.
Absolutely. Agree. I agree with that. I mean, my husband, he told me, like, you spend thinking that you're getting things that are needed. And I spend thinking that I'm getting things that are needed. And at the end of the day, we both are spending.
Yeah.
And then the spending goes up. So we need to, one at least needs to be more aware, or at least we need to communicate to each other. And it makes sense. There was this actor. She was giving an interview, and it was for a drama, and she said something which really made sense. She said that when you are the breadwinner, or when you know that you are um, paying towards the household expenses, then it is very natural that you question, because you are the one who's working hard and you are the one who's putting forward. So you don't feel anything when you are questioning. And because she was playing that sort of a character in the household, that she was a breadwinner for the house, she was a daughter and she was winning, and she was a breadwinner and she was behaving in a certain manner towards her family, right? That was the scene that they were discussing. And she said that when I was doing that scene, my mom, the actor's mom in real life, said, you are actually like this at home. And she was like, I was taken aback. I was like, what, mom? I'm like that. She says, like, yeah, you tell me to turn off the lights, and you tell me why the AC was on, and you tell me this was and why that was, and you ask me, like, how come the gas bill came this much this month, and she said, for the first time I realized, like, oh my god, I'm doing this. I really am doing this. But she says it's only natural that the person who is earning is going to ask.
No, and like you were saying too, the person who makes the money, it's just natural for them to ask. And I think it's also just natural that if you're not the one working hard, you tend to be a little more careless about it. You tend to not pay as close attention to little things. And I speak for myself when I say that. Sometimes things just kind of get overlooked or something. And like, it isn't worth it. Oh, it's like $5 here, it's $10 here. It's the little things that add up over time that you just tend to not pay attention. So that goes off balance. They're paying extra close attention. You're kind of not paying attention.